Time to wrap it up. Time to wrap it up. Time to wrap it up with T.I.J.
Oh my God, girl. Good job.
What is up and what is cracking, ladies and gentlemen?
What's happening?
Welcome to the big one, episode 20 of Level Up with Gene and Jay, man. I'm your boy, Jay.
Gino.
Like always, man, we are here bringing y'all the best of the best, and we always try to make sure that we are bringing more awareness to our public, to the world, hopefully later down the road, right? Today, y'all, this guest is really important to me. I've known this young man for a while. This is Darrell. Young is in the building, y'all.
Yo.
What's up?
Thanks for joining us, man.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here, bro. Good to see you, man. Looking
too.
fresh like always, you know.
Trying to, man.
This man's a sneakerhead. If we could do a wide shot of his shoes.
Definitely. Shout out to the shoes, baby.
Yeah, man. I'm going to read y'all like this man's title. So y'all pay attention to this. So Darrell Young, he is a youth enrichment programs manager, correct?
Yes, sir.
The oversight of all you do enrichment programs from targeted services, youth development, youth enrichment aquatics, summer learning academy, summer learning and play. To play.
Yeah.
My man's got a bachelor's of arts in individualized studies from the Metropolitan State University, as well as masters of educational leadership with a director of community education licensure from Mankato State University. Now that just this card right alone just shows you black excellence, y'all. So
Appreciate
Hey,
that.
kudos, man. You're doing it big,
that.
brother.
Appreciate that, man.
Darrell, thank you
Yes,
so
sir.
much, man, for being on the show, bro. It's really good to see you, man.
Thank you. Appreciate
you know,
it.
AKA Forever Young. That's how I have it in my contacts, Forever Young. You know
Forever
what I mean?
Young, baby.
Black don't crack.
That's right. That's right.
So what we are gonna do, buddy, is we're gonna take you all the way to the beginning. You know, we want our viewers and our listeners to know who you are, where you come from, and what got you to where you are, and obviously your future
journey,
plans.
baby.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Like always, you guys, make sure that y'all are subscribing to our YouTube channel. Be looking for us for this latest episode to drop on Spotify as well as Apple Podcast. Gene, is there anything else that we need to throw out there?
I think that's about it.
About it.
Yeah.
So just share. Make sure y'all are sharing this video when y'all see it, man. So let's just start from the beginning, brother. Where were you born and raised?
Man, just born and raised Northside, Minneapolis, baby.
Okay.
Like,
North side.
North side?
man, 26th in Aldridge, 20th in Russell, 28th in Colfax, 4th
Wow.
in Logan.
You moved around.
Man, moved around all the time. My single mom, you know, she tried, bro. Like, she tried. So we was always moving around.
Yeah.
Was your father around at all?
Nah, man, he wasn't around.
Okay.
You know, I got to know him later on in life.
Okay.
Rest in peace. So I got to know him later on, but the brother, you know, he stayed in the neighborhood as well. You know, so, but my mom, she did what she had to do.
Right.
You know, so she was trying, and she had me when she was young. So she was trying to raise a black man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like in North Minneapolis at a time where crack was hitting the streets hard. Police brutality was starting to hit. Gangbanging was coming super hard.
Yeah.
Right.
Over north. So it was, she tried, bro. So, but I'm definitely north side born and raised, baby.
Do you have siblings?
Actually, on my dad's side, I got a few.
Okay.
You know, we're trying to build relationships and stuff, you know, but on my mom's side, it's just me now. I had 2 brothers that passed away, so it's just me now.
right.
Damn, bro. I'm really sorry,
to hear
man.
that, man.
It's all good.
Condolences.
Baby. Yes.
Are you comfortable with kind of talking about that? Like,
Oh, no
what
doubt.
brothers?
Basically had a brother named Derek that was he died from, he was a stillborn,
Okay.
you know, so it was hard to see that at the age of 8.
And that was on your mom's side too?
Yeah.
So
that was on my mom's side. So I didn't get to know my dad's side of the family until 2002.
Okay.
yeah.
So
So it was a while.
It was
before.
a while.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was like 20 some years old when I finally got to meet them.
Yeah.
But like, you know,
I'm sure that was pretty hard on your mom too, you know, having a stillborn.
Yeah, man.
It's got to be pretty difficult, especially when you go through the whole pregnancy phase, you know what I mean, and everything. And wow, I'm so sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah, it was crazy because it was, you know, I think it was 8. I think I was 8 years old.
Yeah.
And she brought me in the room, and he's dead. He's laying there. He's dead. I don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, what is this?
Yeah. And you were 8?
I was like 8.
Wow.
I was hurt. You know, so I was like, man, you know.
So the baby just came out of her while she was at home using the restroom or something?
No,
or?
she. If I'm saying it right, he was born, but he was born with, he had like a lot of challenges when he was born.
Yeah.
Right.
And died probably 5 hours later.
Got it.
So she gave birth. They brought him into another room and stuff, and were trying to help probably revive him and keep oxygen in his lungs. And wow,
it was over
dude.
with, man. So when I saw his eyes, and it was just like, man, it was the what if.
Yeah.
Like, man, if bro was around, what if these things could have happened?
Yeah.
And so, it was hard to move on from that point.
Yeah.
You know, that's where, the first layer of trauma started to happen.
Yeah, I mean, 8 years old, bro, that's huge, you know, to experience something like that so young.
Yeah, man, it was crazy. Then, a few years later, my mom gave birth to my brother Sterling.
Okay.
And he was born in May of '89. I was happy about that. We were right over north on 26th and Aldridge, man. Like, this was it. It was like government cheese, the corner store, baby. And then it was like my brother. I'm like, okay, now I got something.
Right.
And then I guess 3 months later, man, his dad got killed over north. And he got killed by my mom's best friend at the time.
Jeez.
And he died in my mom's arms because he was physically fighting my mom.
Jeez.
And so my mom's friend came in, killed him.
Wow.
And so that memory, just having that memory in my mind, that night, I remember that night.
Were you were present that night?
I was present.
Wow.
I remember my mom walking out the house with her friend. They left. 4 hours later, 5 hours later, sad face.
Jeez.
And I was like, man, what happened? And I got the news. It was like, oh my God.
How old were you at that time?
Just turned 11. So
that's 3 years later.
Yeah.
And you already have now your second form of trauma that you experienced already. Wow, man.
Hit that. And so when my brother was born, it was like, that's it. He's with me.
Right.
That's my brother's son type thing.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah.
So you were 3. How old were you? What's the difference between you and your brother?
It was 10 years.
10 years?
Yeah, man.
That's like my oldest son, Eli and Silas, are 10 years apart. Tight, though. They're tight, you know what I mean? And
yep.
Wow, dude. Okay. So y'all are growing up together. How old was he when he lost his dad then?
He was only 3 months old.
Man.
So there's a history with his dad's family. My brother's siblings on his dad's side.
Okay.
And so they all passed away. You know what I'm saying? They passed away, and then one went to prison. He was in and out of prison and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So my brother didn't really get to have a chance to have those relationships with them.
Yeah.
So his relationship was with me.
Right.
So it was just man, that was
your ace.
That was it.
Yeah.
That was my guy, man.
Yeah.
So shout out to my brother, man. Love that guy, man. Yeah.
And so, if you don't mind me asking, you said you lost him as well then?
Yeah.
And how old was he then?
He just turned 17.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
What were the circumstances of?
Basically, it was in July of 2006. And I just literally went to Chicago to get my mom and my brother. I was like, yo, I'm gonna bring them back. They're gonna come back and live with me.
Yeah.
Man, I gotta make it, make it happen for him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
Yeah.
he came back. We was living over north, and he was hanging out with his little friends and stuff. And I just remember that night, the day before, he was like, yo, we stayed up all night. We played 2K, and we was chilling. And he leaned over to me. He was like, man, bro, I love you. I was like, man, love you too, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was so long since we said that we love each other.
Yeah.
It was we actually, after we said it, it was like a pause in the air.
Right.
And I was like, man, all right, I could go to sleep now. And then went to sleep. Next day, he went and helped people move. He was doing like some good Samaritan type stuff. And then at night, he just went with his friend and came back home. And then, like 30 minutes later, he went outside to walk his homeboy back to the crib. And then I just remember this look he had when he walked out the door. And it was like he knew something was going on that I didn't know about. And then that was the last time I seen him. And then I got a call 30 minutes later on my phone. They was like, yo, come outside. Shots fired. Something like that. And they hung up the phone. I was like, I don't know who this is calling my phone. And then I went outside with my guy, Troy. And we went outside and I just saw police outside. I just saw people just crowded at the corner. There was like barely even tape up. And I got to the corner and I just looked and I didn't see the body yet. You know, I'm just looking. And I did like a double take. I was like, man, that kid got the same rubber bands I got on. Because we used to wear the same rubber bands.
Yeah. Right.
I was like, it's the same colors. And I looked again. I was like, oh, shoot. That's my brother. And then, you know, this sense of rage just came up, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and the biggest thing was, I'm like, all right, I got to go back in this house and wake up my mom and tell her her baby's dead.
So she was sleeping.
She was asleep. She said when I knocked on the door with the detective, she knew it.
She knew.
She knew in my voice, like something happened.
Right.
So I was like, man, that was the start of my journey.
Do you know if did he have beef with somebody, or was it something that just happened at the spur of the moment?
I think at that moment it was, you know, probably protecting his homeboy at the time.
Yeah.
You know, and he was just little situation just happened and it was supposed to be over with.
Yeah.
And I found out later on, the guy that he had a little situation with, they literally ran into each other. My brother fought him real quick. Was like, dude, I'm done. Walked away. And the kid was like, hey. And he turned around and that's when he shot and hit him in the neck. And the bullets just traveled. They said the bullet traveled because he got hit. Yeah. And he was trying to run back to my house.
So the adrenaline was pumping. And
yeah, he was trying to run back and, you know, he didn't make it past that corner.
What do you think that look was when he left? You said there was a look.
It was a look of like.
Do you think he knew something was?
Yeah.
Because I've always been curious. I talked to my son about it. I'm like, I wonder the day that you die, do you feel something in the air? You know what I mean? Like, do you feel something in the air? Like something's not right.
Yeah.
And then whatever happens.
Yeah.
Do you think that's what the look was? Or
I just think he was like, he stepped outside that door and he was very aware.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He was just like, he was really aware. He did like a little double take. And then it was just like, okay, what was that about? He knew that I knew people in the community, in the streets and everything. So he was just like, I had to kind of keep this under wraps.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, if he would let me know, he know I would have did something, or I would have been out there like putting a little word out and stuff.
Yeah.
But, you know, he wanted to be a young man and handle his own business and stuff. You know,
right.
So.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah, man. Deepest condolences to you, bro.
Yeah, man.
Can we kind of go back to your youth? I think I kind of skipped over that a little bit. So what kind of things were you into when you were a youngin'? Like,
man.
You see how his smile kind of came up like, oh, here we go.
Oh my God, I was into. Bro, I used to love watching Minnesota Gophers hockey when I was young.
So you're a sports head.
Yeah, like I used to love it when I was like 4th grade. Like Friday nights was like I'm watching Minnesota Gophers hockey with my grandma.
Okay.
And that was just, oh man, I just remember doing that. I love to cook. My mom, shout out to my mom, man, Doris Young. She showed me how to cook. Man, I was into cooking, football, basketball, and baseball. Baseball was my first love.
So you're enjoying the sports right now. We got baseball going on.
Yeah.
We have the Wild. They're in the tournament.
Yep.
And then our basketball team also. So it's a good time for sports right now.
Yeah.
Where'd you go to school at?
Oh,
Like
shoot.
high school?
Patrick Henry,
Patrick.
baby.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
All years, or did you come there from a different school, or?
So when I got there, it was basically, I was at the Osseo school districts first for middle school, junior high. Then they go to 9th grade, and then you go to high school from there.
Okay.
So I spent my 10th grade, 11th grade year there. A little bit of senior year at Henry. Then I went to the alternative school. I went to Mall of America.
Okay.
I went to their alternative school. And shout out to that school. It's not around no more. That's the best time of
remember
my
that
life.
school, yeah.
Best
Yeah.
time of my life, man.
Yeah.
Best time, baby.
How
That's what's
so?
up.
Yeah.
How so?
Man, because you get to go to class and you get to see the honeys.
Right, right.
It was
right.
new honeys that was there. You know what I'm saying? And you're in there just for a purpose, do your class. But then, like, man, for lunch, you get to go to the food courts.
Oh, word.
You know what I'm saying?
wow.
You go to the food courts, you got like an hour and a half lunch.
Jeez.
So,
Dang. Yeah.
you know, back in the day, they had that, like a shoe store that was in the Mall of America that you could play basketball there.
Yep.
I think I do remember that.
On the second floor. So me
Yeah.
and my guys used to go there. Man, we go hoop for a good 45 minutes. Then we go eat.
Yeah.
And then we come back to class and we're done by 2 o'clock.
And that's high school?
That was high school, bro.
Wow,
in the Mall
man.
of America. Like
Okay.
the first floor. It was real, bro.
Yeah.
And I was also part of the Mall of America Youth Council at the time too.
So you were already embedding yourself into the community and community work that young?
And already
Wow, bro.
I was starting to do some stuff. I wasn't recognizing it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
If you don't mind me asking, like, you know, kind of like Gene said, you know, backing it up, you know, so you're in high school. Did you like get in any trouble like back then and stuff? Like,
Were you gangbanging? You was on 26 and Aldridge, right?
I know, man. You know what? I wasn't.
That's
Yeah.
what's up.
I was cool, but I think like junior high before 7th grade, none of that stuff. I used to see. That's
so
when
you weren't banging, but you knew
I
a
knew
lot of
some
folks
stuff.
and stuff.
like the
and-
dude that was next door to my house on 26. Man, he was definitely a big homie and with the GDs.
yeah.
And he protected me. You know what I'm saying? Like we were cool. When I went to junior high, all the dudes I was in junior high with, they were banging for real. So when they
Right.
came back to high school, like these dudes was really banging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those were the homies.
What
So,
year did you graduate?
97.
97. I'm 98.
Hey,
So
there you
we
go.
grew
Yes,
up
sir.
around the same. I went to South High.
Yeah.
So I was on the other side.
Yep.
Those were some years, man.
Man, it was.
97. What were they calling it?
It was hot.
Murderapolis back
Yeah,
then.
man,
Yeah,
it was
man.
hot back then.
Yeah, man. So you had to in my area when I graduated, it was 20th and Russell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where all the Crips were at. Mm-hmm. So like you had to be cool with the Crips. So I was always cool with every. I guess you want to say every pocket of the
Yeah.
neighborhood I was cool with.
Right.
But
right.
you know,
So people knew of you, and you know,
Yeah.
it sounds like a lot, especially when it came to like, you know, cats that were within the gangs that were deep in it. It sounded like they wanted you to kind of persevere, you know, like he's
Yeah.
cool with us, but we want to see this young man grow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they were getting there. They knew I played football too, so they was like, "Yo, that's what you need to be doing."
Yeah.
Right. Right.
They were showing me stuff, man. That I learned more of my football technique through the homies from the Crips than my coaches.
Right.
Really?
That's
They were
what's
showing me
up.
some stuff, you know, and
Yeah.
they helped me out, man, for real.
That's what's up. Did your mom have you involved in church or any kind of religion or anything?
Yeah, man. My upbringing is basically my grandfather, not my grandfather, my uncle. He's a pastor.
Okay.
In Denver, Colorado. So I spent a couple years in my childhood in Denver.
Sure.
You know, so probably like 4 years, and straight church, bro.
Just
Like,
embedded into
Like
it.
twice a week type or every Sunday type?
man,
or-
bro. I'm at church at like 5 years old. I'm at church probably twice a week.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sitting in the front row, watch my uncle preach.
So your family was pretty religious.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah.
Wow,
All
okay.
singers, everybody could sing.
Like gospel and all that.
They were doing everything, man.
Okay.
They were doing everything. So
Yeah.
definitely grew up in the church.
Yeah.
You know, my mom, she got saved. When I was in the 7th grade, man. And she had an what do you want to say? Encounter with God that just changed her life, man. And all of a sudden, boom, we're at church every week.
Yeah.
I was like, man, hold up. I'm trying to get with the honeys right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
definitely was church, man.
Yeah. What denomination was it?
Pentecostal.
Pentecostal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
Yep.
what's up. Are you still involved?
You could say that, yeah. I'm just, I did a lot of work in the churches. Well, I ain't gonna say the churches, but like with Shiloh Temple National Ministry in North Minneapolis. Was there for from 2004 to like 2018.
Okay.
So I served as one of the like youth ministers, you want to call it, one of the adjutants to Bishop Howe. So I was always with Bishop, you know, so I was definitely, faith was there, you know, so it's always been there.
Do you think, your mom's devotion to religion, did that kind of spark it all through, the stillborn? Like you're losing your little brother like that, or?
I think it was more of because I think what happened was she had no choice but like to lean on something because she raised like, it was a family of 14 kids and she was number like 8 or something.
Whew.
She was like number
14.
8. Yeah.
Wow.
So it was like she was 8, so she had to watch all of them under her.
Yeah.
So she didn't have a high school like career or like she didn't get to go to prom or nothing.
So she had to grow up quicker, basically.
She grew up super quick, you know. So she didn't get to enjoy anything. So that's why in the 20s, I'm going to go kick it. I'm going to go do what I got to do. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then when we kind of go back a little bit to, you said, a lot of Crips actually helped you play better ball than
they did,
the coaches helped you at the time.
Yeah, man.
So when did you get involved in football?
Oh, God. 6th grade year.
6th grade?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Farview Park.
Right.
My mom was like, I'm going to go sign you up.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know about this, man. But then I was like, you know what?
She needed you doing something.
Yeah.
Outside of school.
I think she was starting to see what was starting to happen over north.
Mm-hmm.
She started to see them dudes on the block that was starting to get close to me.
Yeah.
And then she's like, nah, you about to go play football. You're going to be at practice every day.
That's what's up.
You're going to do what you got to do. Yeah. So she helped me, man.
Okay.
So you graduate high school at the MOA.
Yeah.
And after that, did you go to any further school, higher education?
Yeah, man. I bounced around from school to school. Man, I waited about 2-3 years to actually do some school stuff.
Okay.
Out of high school, I had a couple of coaches that called me during the summer. You want me to play ball. And I was on my way to go, bro. And I wasn't man enough yet.
Sure.
I wasn't ready.
That's huge right there.
I was not ready.
That's blunt honesty. That's
I
what's
wasn't,
up.
man. Like right now, as a man at 43 years old, I can sit there and say I was not ready.
Yeah.
Right.
I was not ready for a coach to yell at me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
not really to take that mental discipline.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I wasn't there yet. And then all of a sudden, boom, I was like just chilling, man. 21 years old. I think 20. And my boy was like, yo, hey, you want to go play some football? I'm like, yeah. He's like, let's go play some semi-pro football.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the same thing.
Yeah.
Man, went out there and then fell in love, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
so you didn't get a scholarship for football to college then?
Nah.
So there was a different kind of story right there wrapped in there. Okay.
Man. It was I didn't get no scholarship. I was balling for like the top teams in the nation.
Yeah.
Shout out to Augsburg College because
shout out to Augsburg.
Man, Saturdays back in the day, whoever's a semi-pro person, man, they know Saturdays was lit. Man.
Yeah.
It was games from like 12 to 8 o'clock every Saturday.
Okay.
The best.
How do you get involved with semi-pro football? You know what I mean? That's wild.
Yeah. Back then, Minnesota was known for their semi-pro teams.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like the Minnesota Maulers, man. Like the Maulers was like nationally ranked back then. They were like top 4 in the nation.
Yeah.
I didn't know nothing about it. I was like, yo, I don't care about none of these dudes. I'm just trying to ball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And come to find out, I'm playing dudes that just were in movies playing football and they were just playing at Clemson, and I'm balling against these guys and I'm doing my thing. So it was just like,
What was your position?
man,
Were you kind of like an all-around kind of player?
Man,
Or what was your favorite position, I would say?
real talk, I love being a running back.
Yeah?
Man, I loved it, man.
And you thick too, bro. So like I
Yeah.
can see you probably a powerhouse
How
when it
much
came to
did
that.
you weigh back then?
Shoot, man, out of high school, I was only like 170 pounds.
For real?
Yeah.
Wow.
But then all of a sudden, shoot, man, you get 18, 19 years old, you start to go to the clubs.
Yeah, yeah.
You start to see how ladies will look at you. You got a little bit of muscle. So I started hitting the gym,
Okay.
eating some Kentucky Fried Chicken,
Beef up a little bit.
beef up, and then all of a sudden, boom, I'm at 210, 215, working out.
Right.
And then it was just like, all right, what you want to do?
Yeah.
So I was like, high school, I played safety, and I was like, okay, I think I could do this.
Defense was my jam, man, when I was in
Yeah.
football, you know.
Yeah.
I was that idiot though, like you're saying, like I was so embedded with like just living street life too. So I
Yeah.
wasn't really wrapping my head around when the coaches like Mike Favor and all them, when they were trying to tell me
Yeah.
like, you got something, bro, you need to focus. But you know, we were deep by then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We were making music and you know, we out in the streets, you know, like stealing, hustling, whatever it was. In my mind,
Yeah.
like you said earlier, I wasn't mature enough to see that opportunity that I had.
Right.
So like my coaches always saw me as like a little pit, you know what I mean? Like
Yep.
Coach Ewald, like he grabbed my face mask, like get out there and hit somebody, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? And I'd run out there like, yeah, I'm gonna hit somebody, and
Yeah.
but it never dawned on me like, oh shit, I need to know the plays, like
Yeah.
you know, I was just off a leash, you know.
Yep.
They had my ass, bro. At one point, I was a defensive end, dog. Like,
Yes.
so I'm 5'7", defensive end going against like this 6'2" cat, you know.
Yes.
Like, I'm looking at my coach like,
Yes.
do you not see this? Like,
It's the advantage though.
yeah, I
The
was
advantage.
fast.
Yes. Speed rushers,
Yep.
man.
I was fast there, and I
Okay.
think my main love was linebacker. Man, I loved being a linebacker.
Yeah.
That was your only job, was just to get that ball, get the quarterback,
That's all
get
you
that
gotta
ball.
do.
Yep.
I think at safety, you see the whole field. You're the quarterback,
Yeah.
so you have to know where everybody's at. And so I was like, okay, I'm starting to figure out where people are at. When you mess up, I know I need to be there.
Yeah.
When you mess up, you should be over here. So I was starting to be a leader, not understanding it.
Right.
And it was just like, okay, I got this.
Yeah.
So once I learned from semi-pro how to play safety, then it was like, okay, I could do anything.
Yeah.
I could do this.
So did you go off to college then at that point, or?
Man, check this out. Funniest. This is the funniest story of it. So like, this is like I think my second year. I think it was my second year playing semi-pro football.
Yeah.
And my coach back then, Billy Joe Pryor, man, I hope he's still around. Man, I would love to have a conversation with you if you're watching this, man. He changed my life.
Okay.
As a player, man. He was the first coach that told me how it is as a white coach. And he gave me the honest to God truth. And I
Yeah.
respect him for that.
Okay.
Like, I was like, okay. He was like, man, you could play, but I think you could do better.
So pushed you, kept pushing
Oh, he was
you
like,
to,
man,
to your greatness.
He was like, man, shut up, get up.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So if I come down and I make a killer hit, he's like, yeah, that's cool, but you missed it. You missed this thing over here. You so focused on this.
Yeah.
And so Billy Joe, he was like, man, for this game that's coming up, I am about to. I got this college friend that's gonna come and watch you, who's a coach.
Okay.
I said, all right, whatever. So then I went to the club the night before. Me and my boy Thetis.
Still young. Still. Yep.
Shout out to Thetis.
Which
White.
club? Tropics?
Man, we went to Club Cancun.
Hey, Cancun.
So we was at Cancun kicking it. And we got there, man, we got there late. Like, we missed the kickoff and like 4 plays. And we got there and he's fuming. He sees me from a distance. And he's fuming like, man, get over
So
here.
you late to the game?
I was late, bro. We're putting on our clothes. We didn't even get to go to the locker room, man. We put our clothes on in the car. We get there,
man.
and he was like, man, Darrell, just get out there right now. Go play running back. I was like, fine.
Right.
Me and Thetis went out there. We didn't even stretch, bro.
Oh.
We went out there, first play, man, it was a sweep. And I said, Thetis, man, knock out the outside backer, bro. I got it.
Yeah.
And if you hear the video, you hear me, and I heard Theus go, yow. And I was like, I got that mother. And I shook the dude, white dude, he fell, 80-yard touchdown.
Wow.
It was like, I probably rushed for like 180 that day off of like 4 carries or something like that. And the coach was sitting on the sideline. He was like, oh, yeah, you need to come. You're going to come to school. I was like, yeah, whatever. I'm not hearing that, bro. Like,
Yeah.
if I get an offer from semi-pro team that's in Wisconsin offering to pay me like $300 a week, and pay for my transportation, what I'm gonna go to college for?
Right.
I was like, man, I'm not with that. But then that was the situation, and the dude signed me up for school. I didn't even go to the school, bro.
So you were more focused, like, thinking about the money and stuff. You weren't even thinking about the educational aspect of it.
I wasn't thinking about that, man.
Okay.
And that's where I wish my elders would have came in.
Right.
And was like, nah, you need to stay.
Yeah.
Don't come back. I was so hooked on like street life and having fun. But they was like, nah, you need to go.
Yeah.
And I missed out, bro. I missed out. So I didn't get really nothing until probably like 3 years later. My boy Chris Washington from North High was All-American at Concordia University in St. Paul.
Okay.
And he was like, man, come to our recruiting day. I was like, bro, I'm 24 years old. What I need to come there for? Like, what are you talking about? He said, nah, just come. Just do your thing. I was like, all right. I come there, and it was like recruits from all over the country there, man. And, bro, I ran my 40. And after I ran my 40, the coach was like, hey, let me talk to you real quick.
Yeah.
And he pulled me and the Mapson brothers. Shout out to Joe Mapson, man. He pulled me and Mapson in the room and was like, yeah, well, check this out. We're about to have full ride scholarships next year.
Wow.
You need to come over here. This is where you're going to be staying at. This is what you're going to do.
Wow.
And I was like, so what are you saying, bro? Like, you got to give it to me straight. He was like, no, I actually, you could come here and be a blue chip freshman and start for us next year.
And what college is this?
This is Concordia in St. Paul.
Okay.
At that time, Concordia was starting to be the team in Minnesota.
Okay.
Like, they were like almost competing with the U of M as far as like recruits and all the dudes from the hood. They were going to Concordia and was balling. Like, these dudes was balling for real, man.
Okay.
And so they were beefing with the U of M guys. So I was like, I want to be with them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
The gutter.
yeah, I
like
loved
that.
it,
The
man.
grind, yeah.
But then, bro, I got home and I was like, man. No, I take that back. I was 22 at the time. I was 22. And I came back to the crib and my mom is there. I was like, yo, man, I had this opportunity. I want to go. And my mom was like, yeah, you should do it.
Yeah.
And my mom's husband at the time was like, he pumped so much negativity that day in my ear. And he was like, oh, if you got to take loans out your first year, you shouldn't go. Why would you
Just
go?
shooting down the whole dream almost. Yeah.
My whole mental just got shot.
Yeah, it's always those energy vampires, man.
It was the energy, bro.
I can't stand them energy vampires, man.
Oh, my God. It hurt me so hard. I was like, you know what? Maybe you're right. Man, that head coach called me for 9 months straight.
Ooh.
He called me every Monday, 9 months straight.
So he finally took that sign and ran with it?
Nah, man, he stopped calling.
Ooh, okay.
Then I was like, I'm going to go back to playing semi-pro. And then all of a sudden, I went to the Minneapolis Lumberjacks, went to a practice one day. And the coach, defensive coordinator from Augsburg, pulled me to the side. Was like, you should come here.
Okay.
And then I came that following year, played like 5 games, bro. And that's why I was dealing with my situation with my little brother, man. Like, he was in Chicago. He wasn't doing too good. My mom wasn't doing too good. My mind was just gone, man.
Yeah.
So at that time, I'm like, man, I'm not trying to play ball. Like,
Right.
I don't know. And like literally the week before I quit, I played against St. Thomas at the time. And I had like 6 tackles and 2 picks that game. I was balling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then it was like, I walked away from the game. It was nothing to me at that time.
Yeah.
Right.
I was so hurt.
Yeah.
As a man, I'm trying to learn how to be a man.
So you're broken at this point.
Bro, I
you
was
know?
done.
Yeah.
It was sad, man. I'm like, I really walked away from the game for a second.
Yeah.
that hurt me, man.
And this is right around losing your brother and everything?
Like, this is right before I lost my brother.
Okay.
So that year and a half was tough.
Yeah.
Because my mom she just literally dumped my little brother in my lap. And she's like, I can't deal with this no more.
Yeah.
I got to move to Chicago. You're going to take care of your brother. I was like, yo, I'm just trying to get to school. I literally just started going to Dunwoody. I'm trying to find my way.
Yeah.
And she's
it's crazy because it sounds like she kind of instilled what she had, right? Like,
Yes.
you know, that whole not really having a child. She expected you to step right up because that's what she was doing, you know, when she was young, you know? And wow, dude.
I went through and now I'm trying to take care of a 14-year-old, 15-year-old boy.
While you're trying to become a man.
Like, man, this dude's big as me. Like,
Babies raising babies, yeah.
yeah, I'm like, what am I doing, man? And then that's what I wasn't able to deal with my trauma as a man. Like, I had like real trauma that was damaging me.
Right.
Bad, man. Like, I'm already like doing part-time work like for me, I was park and rec. Like, I'm working at the parks. I'm doing good stuff, but it was like I'm searching.
Yeah.
Like, I'm searching for a male figure to take care of me, bro.
Right.
You know, and
Right. You're trying to raise your brother. At the same time, you need that kind of guidance, you know?
man,
Wow,
like I need to cry on a dude's shoulder, and I didn't want to cry on my mom's shoulder. I need a man to embrace me and cry.
Right.
I wanted to get this stuff out, and I couldn't. So I was like, man, let me just walk away.
Yeah.
That's the easiest thing.
And back then, especially in black community, mental health is always on that hush, you know, don't want to talk about it, you deal with it. You know, you're a man, deal with it.
Yeah, man, that's crazy, man. You can't deal with it now. You can't deal with it, bro. Like, address it, because that stuff could kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
100%,
so
bro.
You know, it affects you it can affect you your whole life.
yeah,
You know, if you don't deal with it.
yeah,
I mean, I'm personally still dealing with
Yeah.
trauma that happened to me as a kid. You know,
Yeah.
it was never properly dealt with.
It just continues to manifest.
yeah.
yeah.
True.
I think the biggest thing is you gotta like forgive. It's hard to forgive yourself.
Yeah, dude.
Key.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't forgive myself until I got married.
Right.
That's when I started to forgive myself. My wife, shout out to my wife, beautiful woman.
What up?
Susan, I love you, honey.
Shout out to Susan.
Man, she literally told me, like, it's okay to forgive yourself. And the forgiveness is not for the other person. It's literally for you to accept. And I did.
Yeah, that's where that growth comes from.
Oh my God! I think that's when my beard started to kick in, and like that's when it came in, baby. The forgiveness, bro.
Start building that wisdom. And, Black
sir.
Gandalf going and stuff.
So when did you start getting serious about your future and, like, besides football being your future?
You know what?
Was like losing your brother kind of pushed you further in that direction? Like enough was enough? Or?
I think at that time, stuff was starting to work. Like stuff was starting to go in the right direction, kind of.
Yeah.
And then a week before my brother died, before he got killed, I remember I ran into this brother before he died, man. And we were over north, over on 14th and Irving, and right there on Plymouth, right in that area, that was like the hot spot for the cops to come.
Okay.
And so they were just pulling young dudes over right in that area. And he gets pulled over with his homeboys after the club one night. And I happen to sit outside my balcony, like outside, I'm chilling. And he walks up, and we literally had almost like, I need to quit the gang talk. It was happening for 5 straight minutes. And we're talking, and he's like, bro, I'm tired of getting pulled over. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of like having this on me. I'm tired of having this. I'm so tired. Like, I'm done. I said, bro, you could do it. Like, you could be released of it right now. And bro, he was starting to say the words, and then he got called over back to the car. And bro, next week he gets shot and killed on Broadway. And I was like, okay. For some reason, that kind of clicked.
Yeah.
And then when my brother got killed, I remember sitting at the casket, and I wiped my tears, and I grabbed the tissue and I put it in my brother's casket. I said, now it's on. And then once we did that, and then all of a sudden it started to get serious.
Right.
And then like the Peace Foundation, I started working for the Peace Foundation as a youth, I guess you want to say like a youth advocate, whatever.
Right.
And I started to do like youth stuff with them, running their, we had like a little youth group that was going on over there. I started to do that, started to speak, started to be in the community, started to go do this, started to do that. Then I'm like, okay, this is starting to move.
Right.
It's starting to move. You know what I'm saying?
Starting to feel more comfortable with it. And
I was starting to feel it, but it was like, man, it's a boy, that thing called responsibility at the time. It was on me like a straight jacket, bro.
Yeah.
It was weighing so hard. I wasn't ready for that because you're trying to do the right thing. And then all of a sudden you got people in the community who don't like each other.
Yeah.
Who are supposed to be community people. They don't like each other. So they're like, no, you're not supposed to like them.
Yeah.
They're about the money. So you're not supposed to be over there with them. Don't smile with them. Don't do that.
So
I'm
it's
like,
divide still. And
bro, it was the vision. I'm like, this ain't, what are y'all doing? This is supposed to be for the youngest,
yeah,
man.
it's supposed to be unity.
Yeah, it was
in the community.
It was no unity.
Wow.
None. And I felt the burden for at least 2-3 years. It was like whatever I did, it was like, man, eyes was all on me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what am I supposed to do?
So at that point, are you trying to like, what you're saying is like you're trying to bring people together, bring that unity from all different walks of life, you know, and you kept running into these roadblocks of who you should be talking to, who you shouldn't be talking to. And,
Yeah.
Okay.
So then the biggest thing was, shout out to KG.
Hey, KG Wilson, what's up?
KG, Sherez Jones.
Yeah.
So Sherez Jones's best friend at the time, when that thing happened with Sherez Jones, man, she had a best friend who was there when the whole murder happened, the shooting happened, and she was so traumatized that her cousin, who was part of my youth group, he calls me and says, "Yo, we need to get to my cousin.
Okay.
She was there for the situation, bro. We need to get her right now. Like, get in the car, go get her." So we both got in the car, drove up over here by Creekview, and all I remember, bro, she was walking down the street and she was in so much pain. Like, she was in pain, bro. Like, she was lost.
Yeah.
Like, we had to literally grab her, put in the car, like, let's go.
Right.
And so once that happened, it was like, okay, this is why we need to do this. So then all of a sudden, that's when I ran into KG.
Purpose starting to settle in
It
now.
was starting to settle in. And then all of a sudden, now I'm starting to do all these talks. I got the young people out here. They're going to talk about their situation. And it was like, okay, now I can't make a mistake.
Right.
And that's the hardest thing.
Yeah.
When leadership, you're in a glass house. Everybody has a key to your door.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, you can't,
Yeah.
man, you
No
can't make
room for mistakes.
none.
Lots of weight on your shoulders.
It hurt, man.
Yeah.
So it was like, what can I do? Like, what can I do?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I put so much pressure on myself. And I was like, nah, what I'm supposed to be doing is grabbing this wisdom, whatever I learned, now I got to pour it in them.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about them older folks.
Yep.
They're going to do what they do. And all of a sudden, I started doing that. Started to pour.
More and more.
Shout out to Shaquille Nelson. He's doing his thing with the Inner City Ducks. He was like one of my first young people that was in my group. Bro, he took all that stuff, went and started a youth program with all these kids in Northside.
That's what's up.
He's doing the football thing. So I started to see all the kids I had in my group were starting to go flourish.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I was like,
You became like inspiration, man. And, you know, like kids are seeing you, seeing what you're doing, where you came from and what your plan is. And I
Yeah.
think that's great, dude, especially the fact that they take that and run with it, you know?
Yeah, man.
In the end, that's all we really want, you know, to
Yeah.
be able to help people change their perspective and let them know that you can be more, you know, like
Yeah.
not what society wants you to be or even this where you live. Like you can be anything, you know,
Yeah.
and for them to take that route, dude, is huge. you
Yeah,
know?
man. My mom told me, like, yo, you really have to really sit back and see what you have done.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't really give yourself credit. And it's just like, you know, I have done some stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, but there's more.
Right.
Still just the beginning, right?
This is the beginning. I got to do more. You know what I'm saying? That's what led me to get into education. And then I was like, man, I'm trying to do the school thing. And then that's when I got with St. Louis Park Public Schools. And then I started to see what's really going on in education.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, I can't make no decisions. I can't make these decisions. I need to have some paper behind my name.
Oh, there you go.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I got into school, and that, you know, getting those degrees, man, that all happened in 4 years straight.
4 years.
Yeah.
4-year grind straight.
Like, dude, when I was when we first got to know each other and stuff, like, you know, I was seeing you were going to school, you were doing things, and then all of a sudden he's like, got my bachelor's, and then next thing you know, oh, Jay, I'm, you know, just working on getting my master's. I'm like, damn,
Yes.
like, take a break. But you weren't stopping. You were just like, you kept going, dude. And that alone is super inspirational, you know, especially at our age, looking at the idea of that you can still make things happen, you know. And I love that you said, you're here, you're in the school system, you realize your voice isn't strong enough. You need that backup, you know, that credentials. You know?
Man, I needed that. And go ahead, my fault, brother.
Did schoolwork come easy to you, or was it hard, man?
That's probably the best question of 2023, man.
There you go, Gene.
Thank you.
Man, you know what? That first semester going back, it was like, dang, I think I get it.
Yeah.
I was like, I think I get it. But then it was like that second semester hit, I was like, this is easy.
Okay.
This is I'm already doing the work.
Right.
Yeah.
So now I just gotta, you know, I had to apply myself more. Once I started doing that and I started to see the path, I was like, oh yeah, it's on.
Yeah.
Right.
It's on. I don't care if I don't go hang out this weekend.
Yeah.
Like, I'm good.
Yeah.
The thing at the end of the road was, what I saw was, I was like, man, this is really going to help change my legacy with my family.
Yeah.
I said, dang, this is going to be it. Okay, that's the road. Let's do it.
Okay.
It was like, you can't stop me after that.
Right.
I don't care.
The passion's there now, you know. It doesn't even matter at this point, you know.
Yeah.
What do you think happened after 2020? The streets have changed, you know what I mean? Like after 2020, South Side, North Side, St. Paul's ridiculous. You know what I mean? These kids are robbing people left and right, stealing cars. There's no accountability. I think they're going to jail, getting right out, doing it again. What do you think? I mean, I noticed after George Floyd, that's when all this started really happening.
Oh, yeah,
you know
definitely.
What I mean?
Which is crazy because you would think that it would move forward, you know. It's almost like it went backwards. The lack of guidance and, you know, lack of father figures out there, lack of real grown ass men that are really trying to help these youth. What happened? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I agree.
What did happen? Like, why is it so bad right now, man? Is it the lack of police on the streets? Is it the lack of parental parenting? That's the $100 question, huh?
Yo,
Yeah.
I've been saying this for like the last 5 years. I said that the folks that you see now, like the parents that you see now, were the parents that was part of the 80s, 90s, like that era, like the drug era, and then it was a gangbanging era,
Right.
Then it was like club era.
Yep.
They're the ones that were taking care of their kids now.
Right.
So to even have a conversation with those parents is tough.
Yeah.
Because they don't even get the concept of like, no, your student needs to sit in this classroom for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, have them sit down. Have them have accountability. They don't have accountability for themselves.
Right.
You just talked about it our last interview, bro, when you spoke on generational curses, you know.
Yes.
That's a real thing.
It is. It is. But what the crazy thing about it is you have to understand that everything that you do, the stuff that you speak into the atmosphere can really happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, God gave you that for a reason. And it was written. So like, you really have to understand what you be saying, what you be doing, how you say it.
Yeah, I'm super
Yeah,
worried because I know I'm on the south side, man, right over by Each Street, like 26 Nicollet area.
Yeah.
And, the winter was hot.
Yeah.
So the summer's finna be hot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Usually things slow down in the winter time. And
Yeah.
super concerned, man. I can't let my 13-year-old son walk to the corner store. I'm scared for his
Yeah.
life. You know what I mean?
Right.
And what's going to change? How is this going to change? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what can we all do as a community to help this situation out?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know, I think what could be, man.
Comes down to parents being parents and being involved in their kids' lives.
That's one of it. But then, if I could be seriously honest, it's really going to come down to everybody need to put their egos to the side.
Ego.
Facts, bro.
Like, it's going to come down to leadership, people in the community, parents, like, put all their BS to the side and be selfless for at least 5 years.
Right.
Bro, if they do that just for at least 5 years, like, hold your kids accountable. You know they're banging.
Yeah.
You know they're stealing cars. They're stealing the Kias. They're doing this type of stuff. You should actually hold them accountable, straighten up these laws, get the money for these kids, get them some real incentives. You know what I'm saying? If Boston could do it, Boston had a year where they had no murders. I think it was for 3 years. They didn't have no murders.
Yeah.
No murders for like 3 years for young people.
Okay.
Wow.
They put an initiative together and they did it. So I'm like, if they could do it in Boston, Minnesota
Right.
could do it.
Yeah.
We have the most Fortune 500 companies here.
Right.
Why are they not coming to the table and putting those millions of dollars together? If they would just put those millions of
Facts.
dollars together and have the real people at the table to plan this stuff out with the young people, we could do so much.
I agree, bro.
It could happen, man.
It can.
Right.
And I think what you said earlier that's very powerful, bro, is a lot of our parents of this generation need to just take a deep breath and work on that forgiveness, dude. Like, if we all can just take that time to just learn to forgive yourself. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of parents, I feel like, are so busy just trying to point the finger somewhere else, you know, and it's not that they're in denial, but they kind of are, you know, like, but that's where that mental health comes in play, right? They need to know it's okay not to be okay. It's okay that you lived a rough life. It's okay that you're still struggling. It's okay that your child is out there, like, doing what they're doing and stuff, and you recognize that and you're trying your best. It's okay to admit that it's hard. It's okay that your kid might still be out there banging and stuff.
Right.
It is okay. But if we keep sitting there trying to blame something else or trying to deny the fact that we need to be better as people, we're going to constantly keep running into these problems. I like you said earlier, man, like, people need to start facing that truth, you know, and give yourself that time to grow.
I think what happened after the murder of George Floyd, definitely, we have definitely got more sensitive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then those young people we were talking about earlier, like, what's really going on? They saw that the police wasn't pulling black folks over for a reason for a while.
Right.
Yeah.
They were gonna do certain things. So of course, I'm gonna go rob, I'm gonna go do those things.
Right. Took
They got
advantage of the opportunity.
Oh yeah, they got smart.
Yeah.
They got real smart.
So when George Floyd happened, I lived on 35th in Columbus, which is a couple blocks away.
Yep.
And police, my corner store, they told me that the police won't even come out if they call the police, you know, if somebody's stealing or robbed them or whatnot.
Yeah.
They're telling them to meet them on Chicago and Lake Street.
Yep.
So, I mean, the police,
There's areas they still don't go to, huh?
I don't know about nowadays, but that year after George
that's what I
Floyd
heard.
got killed,
Well,
man, they
isn't
wouldn't even-
Minneapolis still like 150 officers short now or something like that?
I can't
Yeah.
tell you the last time on the south side I seen a car pulled over. I don't remember.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Before George Floyd, there was always somebody pulled over.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
definitely.
Yeah.
But
Definitely.
I think you make a good point about dissolving the ego, man. Like, I've been
Yeah.
trying to do that for years. And have you been able to accomplish that?
Yeah, man.
How? Like,
It was just
I'm
like,
trying to get rid of my ego.
man, you know, the thing is, what I really thank God about is for the fact that God really put in my heart of, like, to really look back and seeing how I gave you a voice you're able to be vertical every day when you wake up in the morning, and you're able to make changes happen. You're able to do these things.
Yeah.
Put that ego to the side. You're nothing without me anyway.
Yeah.
So if I don't breathe in your lungs, you're done for.
Yeah.
So put that to the side and start doing what I told you to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And that's
Right.
what it was for me. Like, that's a self-check every morning when I wake up.
And don't they say, like, sometimes you have to fall apart completely and put yourself back together again. You know what I mean? Slowly.
Yeah.
Like, we're hugely based on mental health. That's where our podcast really finds its strength at. Encouraging people, like we said, it's okay not to be okay. And it's about personal growth. And like you said, ego checking and all that, man. Because to us, that's truly leveling up. You know what I mean?
You a
Like,
question, Jay?
Yeah, what's up?
Have you been able to dissolve your ego, or are you still dealing with that?
I think for me personally, I think it's going to be a continuing thing. You know, I feel like the older I get, I feel like the more humble I become. And I don't know if that's a lot of my mental health I've been working on, or if it's part of my age. Just the older you get, the less you just care about the little things, you know, it's not that big of a deal, you know. Now you ask 10 years ago, 30s Jay, it was a whole totally different subject, you know. 20s Jay, you don't even want to be around that cat. The teens Jay, you know what I mean? Like, he was robbing your ass, you know what I mean? So I think just you have to go, like we talked about before, you have to go through all this bullshit in your life and kind of go over that to realize your strengths. Like, why are we still here? You know, there's so many good people we've lost.
Right.
Why are we still here? And that reminder is what I think keeps me going strong. Like you said earlier, family is everything. And I think, like, my wife has been a great better half for me. My children, Eli, God bless his soul. Like, this kid he was my factor. You know what I mean? That turning point. Like, you know, I was a kid having a kid, and it made me realize, like, I want him to grow up with a father. I don't want him to live like I lived. You know what I mean? During that mental health, I got up. But right now, at this point, I think it's just a constant reminder. Like, every morning, I got to make sure, like, this is bigger than me. It will always be bigger than me. And I think that's where the strength comes from. So
that's what's up, man. Can we dive into some of the programs that you're running right now? And are we doing too much?
No, man. Like,
because I saw that you have the youth enrichment program.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about that, man? What's that all about?
Man, so I came into this position back in 2015. So I was already, for years I've been working in nonprofit work. You know, so I did like a couple of years working with Minneapolis Public Schools, and then started to really work with Emerge. I started working with Northside Achievement Zone. I'm working with all these nonprofits, and then it was like I got with Treehouse, faith-based organization. So I'm starting to make some moves here in St. Louis Park.
Right.
This was our area. I'm going to the middle school, checking on the kids at the high school. They're loving me when I go to those spots. And Natalie Hopkins, she was like, "Yo, there's a position open here." And I was like, whatever, man. And then she was like, "Nah, go for it."
Right.
And I did, got the job. I didn't know what it entailed, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know community education was part of the schools. Like, I did not know that.
Okay.
And I was like, yo, I should have been in this years ago.
Yeah.
I would have did nothing else. I would have did this.
Yeah.
And so now I'm in a position where to be over those programs, youth enrichment basically is like after school and before school opportunities, like enrichment stuff.
Right.
So it could be like basketball, chess, like drawing, like what kids want to do. I either get staff members to do it, or we're able to get vendors from the outside to come in and do those programs with our kids.
Okay.
So that's Monday through Friday, doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
Doing aquatics, having swim classes.
Like driver's classes. I remember.
Driver's ed, man.
Yep.
Taking over driver's ed, man. Like that was one of my goals when I first walked into this role, was actually to figure out what in the world is community ed.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why I want to know. Is like, okay, what is community ed? Now I know what it is. Oh yeah, it's on.
Yeah.
Now I know what I could do.
Okay.
So knowing that I'm one of the few black men in the state in these roles.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
One of the few.
That's huge, bro.
Few. There's
It's
only
a shame. There should be a lot more.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
That's a
And
raw reality.
kudos for you for picking up the slack.
Man,
on the
bro.
rest of us.
You ain't lying, bro. You ain't
Yeah.
lying about that, bro.
Appreciate it, brother. I
Yeah,
mean, what was crazy was I found out what it was, and they were like, "Yeah, you should go to the annual conference." Mm-hmm. I walked in that room, and it's all youth enrichment managers, community ed directors, like all the big wigs is in there.
Is this the one you recently just did?
Not the one
summit?
in Florida.
Like the summit, I mean, like
Oh
the speaking?
yeah, nah, that was something different.
Okay.
But doing that, I went to that conference, bro, and it was 99% white people
Yeah.
in these roles.
Right.
So I was like, oh, you are all the ones who are making these decisions, huh? Mm-hmm. That's what drove me.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, okay, let me go get this community
You need a
director's
black
license.
voice in there.
Exactly. So you're having an issue with black kids. You want to have programs for black kids, but you don't have no black folks in these rooms.
That's ridiculous.
You know what I'm saying? So
Damn,
I
that is
hope
real.
this is when they play this, they hear that, and my colleagues, that's the challenge. And I've been talking about that is for the fact that you want to have these programs for these kids, but you have nobody they look like that look like them at all.
Yeah.
So how they gonna relate with you?
Yeah.
Like, man,
100%.
come on, man. So doing that, and now it's like, okay, let's do this youth enrichment. Let's do this chess class. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. Now we got cheer and dance group at the middle school.
Yeah, shout out to the cheer and dance group.
Man,
Miss James, Miss Alasia putting it together. Shout out to Colleen too, who's been working with you. How long you and Colleen been working together?
Oh my God. KO, we've been working together, I think, like 4 years now, going on 5.
She's amazing, dude.
Yeah, so she's like the youth enrichment coordinator.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have coordinators who run, so Colleen is in charge of like youth enrichment and registrations, and the vendors will call, they'll talk to her. So she's that person.
Right, right.
And then we have a aquatics coordinator. Then we have our targeted services, which is our Junior Orioles program. We have coordinators for that. I just, just oversee those things, work with my coordinators, my team.
Right.
And we put the stuff together, bro. So now we got Summer Learning, which is our summer school. Summer Learning Academy and Learning and Play. Learning and Play is just basically enrichment.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the students are able to have stuff to do for 6-7 hours Monday through Thursday. They have opportunities to do stuff. So it's like 2 sessions a day.
Right.
For 3 hours, they could do some stuff.
Do you and the faculty have everything you need? Is there anything you need that you guys aren't getting?
Man, I would love to get more teachers.
More teachers?
Okay.
I need more teachers for my, especially from St. Louis Park. I need more teachers.
Okay.
I need more teachers for sure. And I just need parents to sign their kids up for Summer Learning Academy.
Yeah.
Like, just get on there, sign your kid up. I literally was just at a conference in Florida, and we talked about the big talk right now that's in education is the fact of the gap that happened because of COVID.
Yeah.
Huge.
Black kids, man, like, can't read, bro.
Sad.
Like, they're getting pushed on.
Right.
And now I got 8th graders, 9th graders who can't read.
So you literally know kids that can't read in 8th grade.
Oh yeah,
and 9th
dude.
grade?
Yeah,
You
They
too?
can't
100%,
read.
bro. We have kids at the school, or a lot of schools, to be honest, that are say in 6th grade at a 4th grade learning, phase right now. They haven't. Some kids didn't do any work during 2020. You know what I mean? And that was a nationwide problem. And we've been preaching this forever, and we'll
Sure
still
has.
keep saying it. We keep telling y'all, if you cannot fix these kids right here, they will not be able to grow
That's
here.
real.
And we need to address the issue. Mental health is the biggest
Yes,
problem
man.
right now. You know what I mean? And until
Yes.
we start unifying and agreeing, especially the people in power.
Yes.
But the problem is, and we could talk about that for hours, but I mean, the honest to God problem is there's too much profit in hardship. You know what I mean? We've talked about that. There's too much profit in depression. There's too much profit in gang violence. There's too much profit in drugs. There's too much profit in the prison system. The list goes on and on. Like we always say, the system's not broke. It's working exactly the way it's supposed to. And that is the freaking problem. You know
How
what
many
I mean?
kids do you think you know that can't read in 8th, 9th grade?
I mean, unfortunately, bro, there's I'd say like comfortably at least around 20 for me. You know what I mean? Yeah, dude.
I didn't realize it was that.
It's a serious problem, bro. You know, and I think it goes a lot with what, you know, Darrell's talking about too. You know, I love this school and I love this community, but until we start getting more people these kids can recognize themselves with, or get people involved that actually can relate to their past, you know, or have some form of tie to it, they're not gonna fully want to learn. You know, because it's sad, and this is the sad truth, but there are a lot of teachers out there that just aren't liked because they're white. You know what I mean? And there's that huge gap there. Like, you can't teach me nothing because you're white and you live in the burbs and I'm from here. You know what I mean? And it's sad, dude, you know, but that brings us back to that to our parents stepping up. We got to start bringing our communities stronger together, get people seeing each other more, because it's just lost, dude. We're just lost right now.
It makes me sad, man, to think that there's kids my son's age that can't read.
Yeah,
man.
dude.
Like,
you could tell they
really
can't.
sad.
This is the way you could tell they can't read. Ask them to read something out loud.
Yeah.
In front of a class.
they get all mad and offensive or
Oh,
what?
I ain't doing that.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, it's an automatic like shutdown.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, your thing is you just can't read, bro. I was there where you was at.
And they don't want people to know.
So that's why they do other things. Instead of going in that classroom and sitting down.
It's easier to
It's
get
so
in
easy.
trouble, dude, and
It's so
leave
easy.
than address, like, it's, you know, and you feel bad for them.
Well, you
but
could imagine they're embarrassed.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
they
their
don't want to
self-esteem
talk
is
about
very
it. You
low,
know?
and man, that really breaks my heart. Man.
So like yesterday when I was at this youth summit, and which was amazing. Shout out to Agape Oasis of Love, man. Oh my goodness, man. Those young people put that program together yesterday, this first annual youth summit.
Yeah.
And we had students from all over the cities coming in there. And like we had sessions that was talking about like dating.
Okay.
And we had sessions talking about trauma. And then we had me and Brother Don, our thing was about spill the tea. And like really talk about your emotions and like talk about what you're going through. Man, when I was in that room with those high school kids, and those kids was talking about their fears.
Yeah.
Any parent, if the parents were in that room, they would have been crying for days. These kids was talking about, yo, I'm more afraid to be alone
Really?
than anything else. They're more afraid to be alone. They're afraid of not belonging. And I saw kids in there crying. Like, I said, the one question I said was, what has been the craziest thing you have ever seen? And it's 20. This age group was 12 to 19 like 19-year-olds.
Yeah.
And these kids said, like, my friend got shot and killed in front of my face.
Yep.
I was like, what? Oh yeah, they got shot in the face, and that, like, the skin, like they're describing it.
Right.
Yeah.
My cousin died, and I couldn't do nothing about it. And this girl said, my cousin died, and I didn't know how to handle it. I said, sweetie, that was hard, wasn't it? She said, yes. And she started to wipe her face, and boom, she broke down. She took herself out the room and she cried. Her friend that was next to her said the same thing, like, yo, my cousin, they got shot and they died. Dang. And she got up and she went crying.
Yeah.
These kids is holding in so much stuff, mental health issues. It was like, I'm in here like as a dad, wanting to hug them.
Right,
But I want to
right.
be respectful of the space.
Right.
But these kids was in there being open
Yeah.
Yeah.
more than their parents.
Yeah.
And I saw healing happen. All of a sudden, man, these kids was in there talking, and they were like, man, we don't have a space like this. Yeah, if you're willing to cry in front of a person you never met before, what could happen if you was in a classroom with a teacher that you've been in there with 9 months? And that teacher actually sat down and asked you, how's your day going? How was your night last night? What happened with you this weekend? Then you will find out why they don't want to read, why they hate your class, what you should be doing as a teacher or professional in that space to adjust. And that's what I saw yesterday, man. And it brought like joy to my soul, man. I've been missing that joy for so long. That was the joy to my soul yesterday.
That's powerful, bro.
It was so crazy. Oh my gosh, man. It was crazy.
Was it video taped or anything? Is there a way to watch this?
Man, I just saw so many people yesterday putting on Instagram. They was putting up Youth Summit, like hashtags, and I just started seeing videos out. I don't know who recorded it. I don't even know, bro. But I know I took a recording on my phone for 20 seconds of these kids partying with grown folks and was having the time of their life.
Right.
And I was like, is this really going on? This is crazy right now. We don't get this. And that was the first time I've been in a space where black folks are together and there's no arguments. I was like, this is crazy. It was an epiphany or something. It was like, oh my God, what just happened, bro?
And it's proof that it can happen. And it hopefully will continue to happen. You know what I mean?
And that can happen in Minnesota. For real.
Well, Darrell, I just want to say for sure, really quick, we are reaching our mark. We already lost kind of one cam because we've been so in depth with this. You know what I mean? So, I feel like we could definitely have you on the show again. We say that to a lot of our guests, but we could definitely have you on because I feel like we didn't even cover as much as we wanted to.
I feel like we're just getting started.
It's
like the Lord of the Rings at the end. You feel like you're just getting started.
My precious. But again, bro, like you, in our opinion, embody what it is for Black excellence, dude. I mean, your story from where you were to where you are now and where you planning on going, and everybody you've touched throughout those years, dude. So we commend you, man, so much, and you definitely are someone I look up to, and I appreciate. You've always had my back. You've always inspired me to do a lot of great things and stuff. So, just don't ever stop being you. You know what I mean? And you definitely, like Gene like to say, you definitely helped us level up. You know what I mean? Like this is leveling up right now. Your life is leveling up. It just goes to show you this is how, never give up, dude. Never give up on yourself or the people you care about.
Also, man, we'd love to tag along with you if you ever have any events going on. Or
Absolutely.
Things where you would like, if Jay and I could tag along, man, and just kind of,
it's on.
We want to be involved in this type of stuff too.
I got some folks now since yesterday that showed up to the event. I haven't seen in a while. They're doing work. I'm like, I'm about to put y'all on, man.
That's what's up, bro.
You know what I'm saying? For real. There's some stuff going on, man. For
Thank
real.
You, man. We
much appreciated.
As much as humanly possible, and
especially when we got this, this summer coming up. You know what I mean? We want to be as busy as possible out there doing it, man. So, again, Darrell, thank you so much, bro. And y'all, again, I mean, this guy he's just getting started. You know what I mean? So big shout out to you. Big shout out to your wife. You know what I mean? And your beautiful kids and everything. And our condolences to your brother. Or brothers, you have just such a strong, beautifully sad, but incredibly inspiring story, bro. So, thank you, man, for being here.
Yes, thank you.
We want to thank everybody that's been going this far with us, watching this, who's listening to this. If you have any questions for Darrell, you can always reach him on Facebook, right?
Oh, man, you can reach out on Facebook. You can hit me up on Instagram. Actually, my Instagram name is Young Sydney.
Okay.
8.
Will you spell it out?
So it's YOUNGSYDNEY 8. And you'll see me on Instagram. Same thing on Facebook. Just Darrell Young. You'll find me, man. Just inbox me. If I could just say anything before I leave this spot, just understand that you do have a choice to make a change a day. when God put that air in your body, it's your mission that day to do something. And it can happen. You know what I'm saying? So any person that's watching this, you could do this. Don't worry. Don't worry about this, bro. This is temporary. What we have on this earth is temporary. So do what you need to do. That's it. Don't try and impress nobody.
Yeah, dude. I love that, man. That's powerful.
That's it, man.
There, dude.
Yeah, it's a good message to send out there. I mean, tomorrow's a new day.
It's a new day, bro.
You might have messed up today, but tomorrow's a brand new day.
Yeah.
And you can do right
Yep.
and make changes.
That's right.
There's always room for improvement for all of us. You know what I mean? And
Or you don't make those changes and watch yourself still doing the same circle over and over again, man. You know what they say back in the day? I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. You know, you got to be sick and tired of being sick and tired, y'all. So, again, like, share, subscribe, comment on this video. Expect more video short clips to be coming out where we're, talking with our boy Darrell. Look for us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, as well as our YouTube channel, Level Up with Gina J. Again, Darrell, thank you so much, bro, for being here, man.
Appreciate it.
Can't wait to get you back on the show, man.
You, man.
And like always, y'all, I'm your boy Jay.
Gene.
And we'll be seeing y'all later. Deuces.
Sabi wrap it up. Sabi wrap it up. Sabi wrap it up with G-I-J.
Oh my God, girl. Good job.